what's new, crew? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Cassandra. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna break the camera out today, but I am on a mission to fill some of the kids' snack jars. Haven't had those full in a couple of days. They've been empty. Typically on Sundays or some point throughout the weekend, I will go ahead and make some snacks for after school snacks, some breakfast things, but I didn't do that. I did prep some breakfast burritos this weekend, and then I still had some of the little bites chocolate muffins that I make for the kids. I still had some of those, so I didn't really feel the need to, but gotta get some snacks in the jars. Not sure what I'm gonna make yet. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe some banana muffins or some applesauce muffins, and then probably some Halloween M&M chocolate chip cookies. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna whip something up today. I'm not sure what we're doing, but I'm just gonna break out Pinterest and see kind of what I have and what inspires me. So that's what we're gonna do today. The kids didn't request anything specific, so that's that. I just got dinner in the crock pot. We're doing baked tacos tonight, so I'm not gonna have a lot of dishes or anything, so might as well get in the kitchen if I'm not gonna have to cook dinner. I also don't have to cook lunch because I've got leftovers for lunch, so might as well make a mess in the kitchen at some point today, right? Let's go ahead and fill up the kids' snack jars. Originally today, I was also going to make freezer mini pizzas for the kids for their lunches, but I forgot to take out my mozzarella cheese out of the freezer. I don't have any that's thawed right now, so I'll do that another day. On my Pinterest board here, I'm looking at my cookie column. If you don't follow me on Pinterest, my Pinterest is linked down below. I use Pinterest for almost all of my recipes, so oftentimes if you hear me talking about anything, I got it from Pinterest, so it's linked down below if you want to follow me there. I want to do something very simple. The kids love these Santa peanut butter bars, and I almost never have M&Ms, but I think it would be fun to do this with our Halloween M&Ms that we have, so I think I'm gonna do that today. I don't have any Halloween sprinkles, but we make these all the time, and I just substitute things out. I make them with chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, whatever you have on hand is totally fine. So I think I'm gonna do these. We haven't done these in a little bit, and the kids love them. Is it too soon to start thinking about Christmas treat trays? Because I'm already thinking about that stuff. I'm so excited. I love the holidays. I love everything about the holidays. So I'm already thinking about some of that stuff. I'm already thinking about Vlogmas videos because, well, let's pull some of these ingredients out here and we'll talk about all that stuff while we're getting these cookies or these bars together. So let's get these bars done first. It's one of those days where I don't really feel motivated to do anything, but I also don't want to just sit and do nothing. Do you ever have that? I don't know. It's just one of those like off days. I'm having one of those today. Okay, we're going to start. What do we need here? I'm gonna start by creaming together my 1 stick of softened butter. I need 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. So I'm just gonna start pulling all my ingredients out and we'll get these thrown together really quick. I should also probably preheat my oven. Let's do that first. Here we are. So Vlogmas. I start filming Vlogmas videos usually about this time, and I will pre-film them, pre-edit them, and get them kind of like up on YouTube, but not make them public. So I will start scheduling my videos and try to get as far ahead as I can, because I don't want to be worried about making videos during the holidays, because I want to spend time with my family and my kids and all of that stuff. So usually about this time I start pre-filming some videos that I can pre-film ahead, like some sit-down videos and things, and we start talking about different videos, different ideas. So if you have some Vlogmas requests, let me know down below in the comments, because I'm gonna start pre-filming some videos and get a good start on Vlogmas. I'm gonna throw in my stick of butter here. This is just some room temperature butter. It's actually a little bit stiffer than room temperature because it was up in my windowsill, and it is cold. We've had frosts here. My chickens are kind of not loving it. The temperature dropped so quickly here. Need a 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna go pull out my flour, my oats, my baking soda. This is really simple ingredients. Just basic pantry staples, and then like I said, you can mix in whatever you want for your additives. So because I have M&Ms today, that's what we're gonna do. Good job, buddy. Why does this happen to me every time? All 3 of these are like empty. Now we need 1.
Okay. And we need 1.5.
Nope, this one we just need 1. Get it all in there.
These are good.
Those are good.
Yes.
Those are oats. Do you like oats?
Okay, I will just taste it.
I don't think they're gonna taste good just like that, but yeah, they're pretty dry, hey? Okay, so we are going to add in our peanut butter. These are a really great holiday recipe. You make these just in like a 9x13 pan or like lasagna pan. It makes obviously a lot.
That's enough.
Really good. It's not super sweet, but it's also a really great recipe to make with your kids. We've got Colt up here. It kind of reminds me a lot of those like blossom cookies that you make with the Hershey Kisses. These would also be really great to make.
Can I eat this now?
But it's just a little bit different than like a typical cookie that people might be bringing. Okay, so I'm gonna double check my recipe here. I know I still have to add in vanilla, but I think after that we get to add in our M&Ms and our chocolate chips, and they'll be ready to put in the oven.
You'll finish it later yourself.
Yes, I will finish it. Thank you, buddy. Colt lost interest, so he's gonna go play. But this will be really fun to bring to a holiday party or something like that, because it gives you that cookie feel, but it's not exactly a cookie. It's just something a little bit different, that if you're looking for something different to bring to a get-together or something. But I even brought these to a 4th of July party, and I just put in like 4th of July colored M&Ms and chocolate chips, and that was a big hit too. So very good. Okay, I'm gonna add in my chocolate chips and my M&Ms. This is the reality of cooking with kids sometimes. So I've got some M&Ms. These are M&Ms, these are chocolate chips. Here are our M&Ms. How fun are those? And then I'm just gonna give it a gentle mix. I don't wanna break up the M&Ms too much. Perfect. So I was just scrolling through Pinterest to find muffins I wanted to make, and I forgot that I wanted to make these mixed berry muffins for the kids. This is under my baking pin, but I'll have this linked down below for you guys as well. I've never made these before, but there's no way my kids won't like these. They loved mixed berries. So here we go. We want to make these. I also was trying to find some recipes with berries, because in May we are getting an order of 100 berry plants that we ordered, and we're gonna do another order for blueberries. We're gonna get blueberries from a separate place that was highly recommended to us. So we're getting raspberries and blackberries from one place, and we ordered 100 different plants of those. We got some black raspberries, some golden raspberries, like so many things. And then we're gonna order blueberries and fruit trees from a separate nursery. So excited about that. Lots of jams and cobblers and all sorts of things are going to be happening. So I wanted to find some muffin recipes and different recipes to use up some of those berries, because hopefully we'll have a lot of berries, if not next year, the year after. So that's what we're hoping for. But let's start with this. It calls for half a cup of melted and cooled unsalted or salted butter. I always use salted butter. I talk about this a lot. I always use salted butter, and then I just don't add salt to my recipes. I also always tell you not to tell my mother-in-law on me, because she would never forgive me. So there we go. But I'm not gonna melt it either. I'm just gonna put my butter right in the mixer. I like to keep my butter not melted in most things, but specifically in muffins, because what you're looking for in baking is when the water evaporates in your butter, that's what gives anything that you're baking that lift. So like for scones or for biscuits or anything like that, that's what makes it airy and fluffy, is when the butter evaporates. It makes little air pockets. Makes beautiful, fluffy, light, delicious muffins. So that's my personal preference. That's why I like to do that. But we're gonna add in our butter here. We need a cup of sugar. I've got my vanilla extract right here. I always measure vanilla with my heart because more is more. 2 eggs, a cup of buttermilk or milk. So I'm gonna use milk today, but if you wanna make buttermilk, all you need to do is take your milk. You know what, I'll just show you. We'll use buttermilk. Here is our cup of sugar. Buttermilk is super easy to make if you don't have it on hand. So you're gonna take regular milk. We're gonna do a cup, just like the recipe calls for. Now you need just something acidic to put in your milk here. That's gonna turn it into buttermilk. I'm using lime juice. This is what I have left. I went through all of my lemon juice canning. You just need a splash. If you don't have lemon juice, lime juice, anything like that, you can use vinegar. You're just looking for something acidic to cut through it and start kind of thickening it up, curding it up a little bit. Maybe curdying it up is the wrong word, but you're just looking for something to thicken it up. We're gonna let this sit for a minute, so I'm just gonna set it aside, and it's gonna thicken and do its thing. We'll add the rest of our stuff into our mixer here, and then we'll dump that in a couple minutes once it's a little bit thicker and more to where I want it. Okay, I'm gonna throw my eggs in here and we'll start creaming this together. Where did I put my eggs? They're right here. Oh, I'm so discombobulated. Alrighty, let's get our eggs. Called for 2 eggs, right? 2 eggs. Perfect. Beautiful, stunning. Okay, we're gonna start adding in the rest of our ingredients here. Super simple. Okay, so we just need some baking powder, some baking soda, flour, and our berries. I think that you could switch out whatever berries you had on hand for this. It does say mixed berries, so do whatever you want. This would be a great thing. Kind of like you only have a little bit of berries left in the freezer. You got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You can just throw it in here and make some muffins. So this is a great recipe to have in your arsenal, in my opinion. I think our buttermilk is ready to go. It's a little bit thicker. I can see the change here. It's not really picking up on camera, but I'm just going to slowly add this into the mixer. This mixture is looking insanely smooth. It looks almost like a cake batter. So, do I add in a teaspoon of baking powder since I added in way too much baking soda? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with my instincts here. I also have our berries right here. Sorry, where did I put them? This is what I'm using today. I think I'm gonna try to stay away from like the huge chunks of strawberries. I think in hindsight, I would thaw these out at least a little bit so that you could chop the strawberries up smaller, or already have chopped strawberries in your freezer. I think that would do better in here. I'm just gonna try to break away the strawberries and just use the raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. How many do we need? We want 1.5 cups of frozen berries. Okay, I'd say that's a cup. Okay, we're gonna go for another half. I think I'm just gonna chunk these in here until I start to like the way the ratio's looking in the mixer. Beautiful, the batter's turning this like purpley color. It's not really picking up on camera. On camera it looks kind of ucky, but it's a beautiful purpley color between the blackberries and the raspberries and the blueberries. Looks delicious. If you're new here, I love to make muffins in just regular like lasagna pans, 9x13 pans. And I just like to cut them into squares. I do this for a couple reasons. In a couple days, when these are no longer going to be good while sitting in my little glass jars on the counter here for the kids to eat fresh, before they go bad, I stick them in a Ziploc bag. I put them in the freezer, and then I can pull them back out in a couple of weeks. When something like over the weekend happened, I didn't have time to make anything for the kids' snacks or for for kids' lunch boxes or something like that, I can pull them out as a backup plan. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna spray out my 9x13 here, and we're gonna bake it in here. I'm just putting everything everywhere today, but we're gonna spray our pan, and I'm just gonna dump it in my 9x13 pan. It's not gonna make the flavor taste any different. It just makes it a little bit easier to cut and serve, to store in my little glass containers as well. I make muffins a lot like this. Sometimes I put muffins in muffin tins, but I just don't feel like dealing with it today. I'm trying to get all this done while Cleo naps. And while my 3-year-old is having like a little bit of quiet time. So that I can get this stuff taken care of, and then I can go back to playing with him. Oh, these look beautiful. If these go over well, I can definitely see myself making these in bulk, because these were super simple. And just having a couple of these on hand in the freezer all the time. Look at how gorgeous that color is. Now it's more picking up the color on camera. It looks stunning. So I'm just going to bake this at 350 because that's what my oven's on. I'm just gonna bake it until I can poke it through with a toothpick and it's clean. So I'll just watch it. But our cookie bars are probably just about ready to come out of the oven. Batter tastes fantastic. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these in the oven. We will check our bars. Oh, those look great too. These are not quite done yet, but you can see just how perfect that is. Room for our muffins in here. So while I'm starting to pick up, let's talk about how I do these things and grocery shop once a month. So at the beginning of this video, I talked about how I didn't really have a plan. I didn't quite know what I was gonna be making, but I knew I was gonna make something for these snacks. And I'm sure that some of you were wondering, how do you grocery shop once a month, only set for a certain amount of items, and still be able to just like willy-nilly make kind of whatever when it comes to these things? Well, the answer to that is I buy a lot of my pantry staples in bulk. So I buy my sugars in bulk, my oats, my flours, that sort of thing. I just make sure that I always have a stocked pantry. So I make sure that I still have my baking soda, my baking powders, basic baking ingredients, things that I know we like to use a lot. So like I make sure that I have peanut butter on hand. I make sure that I have like, I do not always have M&Ms. This is a seasonal thing. I'll probably have them from now until like the end of the year because it's Christmas and we're making a lot of fun treats and different things. But I don't stock those year round. That's not something I'll keep stocked. I do try to keep stocked like basic chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, walnuts, pecans, different things like that, butter, and then of course we get our eggs from our laying hens, so we always have those. Pretty basic ingredients you can see here, like my vanilla I buy in bulk from Sam's Club. So I just keep my basic pantry stocked. I have a video I did, this might be like a year old or maybe even older, of basic pantry staples that I like to keep all the time. I can link that video down below. Maybe I can film an updated version of that. But I also try to keep like basic spices for baking, so like cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, things like that I try to keep on hand. I'm really bad at keeping allspice on hand or nutmeg on hand. I just don't always think about those things and I don't use them as often, but cinnamon definitely, that goes in a lot of things. And when it comes to making kids treats, I'm gonna call them, I love to use things that have peanut butter, like recipes. I love to pick them out that have peanut butter and oats because those are natural fillers. There's a lot of calories in peanut butter. It's filling, it's going to keep them full. So it's not like a junk snack that you would get from a store, like a bag of chips, or like, we call them fatty cakes, but they're basically like all those little Debbie things. They're basically the same thing, right? It's a sweet little treat, just like you would get from a Little Debbie. Craves that sweet tooth, gives you something sweet, something that you're liking, but mine is full of real ingredients, right? We're gonna use that term loosely because there's definitely chocolate chips in there, there's definitely M&Ms in there, but there's also good things in there. There's oats, there's peanut butter, something that's actually has some sustenance to it that's going to keep them full, so it's not like they're eating snack after snack after snack. They can have a snack and it can actually tide them over from the time they get off the bus, come in, eat your snack. From the time they eat their snack to the time dinner's on the table, it's usually about an hour. So it holds them over at least for that hour until I can get dinner on a plate and they can eat like a real meal. So that's my spiel on that. Let's get this cleaned up. It's lunchtime. I'm gonna eat some lunch and then I'll show you what everything looks like when we pull them out of the oven. These are the M&M cookie bars that we made, or those Santa's Helper bars. Fantastic. These smell so good. These are always a hit, and I love that you can still see a little bit of the M&Ms or the colors of the M&Ms in here. It's hard to pick up on the camera, but in person you can definitely see that these are fantastic. I'm not going to touch this pan because it's still boiling hot, but these smell delicious. I am so excited to give these a try. I'm just gonna let everything cool. We'll cut everybody into squares and put them in our glass jars so the kids can have them for the rest of the week or however long they last. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in my homestead kitchen with me today, making some kids snacks, getting the jars refilled for the week so that I don't have to worry about them, at least for another week. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are. I hope you're getting outside, enjoying this fall weather, and I will catch you guys in another video. Bye.